All right, it is time to head out on the go this morning, and we find Jenelle Lippai down at Wascana Lake ahead of Regina's Dragon Boat Festival. Jenelle.
Good morning, Jeremy. It is great to have you back, and it is great to be down at Wascana this morning. It is gorgeous out, the perfect temperature, and the perfect morning to talk about the upcoming Regina Dragon Boat Festival. And that is on the 16th and the 17th of August. So coming up quick, you're definitely going to want to be a part of this. And joining me to chat a little bit more, we've got the president here who's going to tell us a couple of those details coming up. So good morning, Amber Joy. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into this. So to start us off, give me some of the details on the festival, because it's a lot of fun. We were talking about it previously, and tons of fun coming up. Let's chat about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the festival is, as you mentioned, August 16th and 17th, right here in gorgeous Wascana Lake, Pine Island. So it's all, behind us is the docks, and we are loading from the docks, going out around to our right across. So actually what you can see in the background is going to be the race course, finishing over near Pine Island, and that will be our fair and festival area. So that's where you'll be able to get your market village and your food and your beer garden if you're interested. There'll be a kids area over there, and Paddler's Village will be on this side with marshalling and all the boat loading. So we have a really fun 2 days planned. It'll be the afternoon of the 16th and all day on the 17th of August, coming up really quick.
Yes, super, super fast. People are not going to want to miss out on this. So let's talk a little bit about the practicing, because we were talking about that earlier as well, and there's a lot of work that goes into this.
Yeah, so much work. So we've had some teams on the water since May, and some teams have just come on the water very recently. So it doesn't matter. We have lots of experienced people, lots of inexperienced people. Doesn't matter your level of experience. It's fun for everybody. If you still want to enter a team, you still can. You do get 3 practices included with the cost of admission to the festival. You do need about 16 to 20 of your closest friends, though, to enter a boat. So, call up all your relatives. But there are some boats who are still looking for people. If you wanted to join, you can just email info@reginadragonboat.com, and we can find you a team if you really, really want to try. Or you can even email us at that, and we can find you a team to practice with after the festival, because some of the teams are going into September. So if you just want to give it a try, we can find you a team for that too. But it's a good time. Come out and see, even if you don't want to try, see what it's about. Maybe you want to try for next year. It's amazing.
Fantastic, Amber Joy. Thank you so much for this information. You and I are going to be back very shortly, and we're going to get a little bit more into the details coming up.
All right, let's head back out on the go with Jenelle Lippai, who is on the water at Wascana, or near the water, I suppose. Good morning, Jenelle.
Good morning, Jeremy. That's right. We are not in the water, but we are talking about something that has to do with the water here this morning. And of course, we've got President Amber Joy joining me once again to talk more about the Regina Dragon Boat Festival. Thank you so much for being back with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us yet again.
Our absolute pleasure. We have had a great time so far this morning. And beside us is a little bit more that has to do with the fun. So let's talk about what these gorgeous decorations are.
Yeah, so we have a couple of the heads that we put on our dragon boats. So we have 2 different styles of heads. We have 2 different styles of boats, actually, that go out on the water. We have our champion boats, which are the newer ones, and then we have an older style of boat. The older style of boat's a little bit heavier. The champion boats are a little bit newer, a little bit sleeker. So during the race, we will alternate, so no one's getting an unfair advantage. Don't you worry. We have a person doing our race schedules to make it very fair, so no one's getting some preference here. You can't pay anyone off. Sorry, guys. It's going to be very fair. But our different heads fit on the different boats. But on race day, it's gorgeous to have them out front, and it just makes the boats look very professional, very dragon boat, and we don't put them on ahead of time, though, because they are a little bit fragile. They're a little bit precious and a little bit expensive, so we want to keep them very nice for festival. And also, we don't want anyone to practice with the heads on, because it gives them an unfair advantage. So they just go on at festival day, but they are absolutely gorgeous. We have 2 here. One is it's the golden one, a little bit sleeker, and then the other one's a little bit more stylized. And then we have two drums for the same purpose. One fits on the older boat, one fits on the newer boat. They're both gorgeous. I personally like the bigger drum, which is the older drum. I just think it looks more dragon boat, but the newer, they both make the same noise. So it's not, they're drums, they work. And then there's a little drumstick beside the one. They all have the same kind of drumsticks. And we have 2 paddles as well. One is the wooden paddle, and one is, I believe it's a fiberglass paddle. They both The fiberglass paddle is lighter. It's the newer paddle, and then the wooden one is our older paddle. They all have our logo. We've had really good luck with donations and sponsors over the years, so we are able to, put our logo on all of our paddles, and they're just gorgeous. They look so nice when they're in the water, but the wooden paddle is a lot heavier, so we don't use those ones anymore.
Gorgeous. Amber Joy, thank you so much for walking us through these. This sounds like a lot of fun, and you and I are going to be back one more time here this morning to talk a little bit more about some inclusivity and some more of those details on how you can get signed up.
All right. Thank you very much, Jenelle. Very interesting. Look forward to seeing more a little later on.
All right, well, before we call it a morning down here at Wascana, we have a couple more really important points to hit. So, of course, joining me once again is Amber Joy, the president for the Regina Dragon Boat Festival. Thank you so much for being back with me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
We have had so much fun out here together this morning, and one really important point that I want to make sure we hit is the inclusion, because this is a very accessible sport.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I myself am legally blind, and I've been dragon boating for at least 10 years now. I started on Out of Sight, which was a blind and partially sighted dragon boat team through Prairie Dragons Paddling Club. They'll actually be in the festival this weekend, so you can come see them. They've evolved into a para team, so now it's for people of all abilities. And it's just so inclusive. If you can get in the boat, you can participate. So most people feel the rhythm of the water, and they know when to hit based on what the coach is saying, which is perfect for people who are blind or partially sighted or have other disabilities, because a lot of other sports you need adapted equipment or an adapted boat or other sorts of adaptations, but for dragon boating you just don't. You can just get in the water and participate, and that's just so different than so many other sports. So it just makes it naturally inclusive. And we were so lucky to get these really great docks a few years ago that are just even better, so we can load easily on the boat into the boat as well. So it's just a fantastic sport. It's just super inclusive, and I would really highly recommend anyone to try it. And I myself, I actually participate on a few other teams that are fully sighted. I'm a pretty strong paddler, so the fact that I'm legally blind makes no difference, and it's, not to toot my own horn, but it's so fun, and it doesn't matter that I'm legally blind. I can get in any sighted boat, and it's just fine. And that's true for most people with disabilities and dragon boating. It just doesn't matter. You can just play with your sighted peers, and it's wonderful.
That is an amazing perk to this dragon boating. Now, if somebody wants to learn a little bit more information or maybe even sign up and be a part of this, how can they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can just go to the festival website, www.reginadragonboat.com, click around, see what you can find, but we have all the information for the races, the schedules, the vendors, if you want to join a team, if you want to find a team. All those things are on the website, so just check us out.
Fantastic. Amber Joy, thank you so much for being here this morning. I have had so much fun with you.
Oh, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it. Please come out to the festival. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to be a ton of fun, so make sure you come on out and check it out.